Hey kids, do you miss sprite-based 90s games?
It is the year 2985.
I think we have plenty of those though already now, even today, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's a couple more to add onto the pile.
Okay. Sorry, it's just like, with stuff like Hotline Miami and everything that WayForward's doing.
Yeah, I guess you could say it is starting to become a little oversaturated, kind of like it was in the 90s. But anyway, welcome aboard to our three-way look at, ladies and gentlemen, of several games that were developed by Diva Games.
Oh, I thought that was Dia. I thought I read it as a
Or D,
DYA.
or it's either D or Diva. I forget which of the two. But
DA.
okay, well, Dia. We'll go with that. So, as of recently, all four of Dia's games have been released on the Nintendo Switch, though I will say one of them, I'm not really going to show that one off just because it's its own can of worms, but these three I think are fitting enough for their own video, starting off with Superstar Path.
It looks like a Gradia-like kind of game.
It is essentially a Gradia-like game, though with a puzzle-like twist. Now, for starters, you can pretty much access 5 out of the 6 stages from the get-go, and you have access to 2 ships. And now I'll leave it to Not Solid Snake to explain the rules of the game.
Explodes. It turns into a gem, and its surrounding neighbors are crystallized.
I can hear that kind of.
Can't destroy.
Also,
Yeah.
It's funny because, like, when I started this game up, I heard the voice and I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds eerily similar to David Hayter. But then I looked it up and it's like, no, it's just the guy doing a really good impression.
Crystallized surrounding
Not bad impressionist though.
so it's like
all items collected
it's like Bust-A-Move meets Space Invaders.
aliens turn into
In a very loose sense, yeah. Basically, your whole thing is that, well, you gotta be careful of which aliens you shoot because they can. It sort of runs off of like this system where, like aliens besides those that you shoot will become crystallized.
Finally, there are 3 black aliens in each stage that turn into
Reminds me a bit of Gallica with a mix of Bejeweled.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I could definitely see the Galaga approach and
Command, I'm engaging the targets.
I'm engaging the targets.
yeah, one thing I
sense.
will definitely say about this game is that every time you start a level, you do get a quirky little narration from your hero. Like,
Shoot the
sort of
Metroid.
sounds like someone from a BBC show.
Oh,
Yeah.
Excuse me.
but I see. So the issue, so I see that the tricky thing is that you need to create a path through the aliens. Wow, that was quick. You need to create a path through the aliens, and so your trick is to try and find when they're clumped together as the same color, because that'll create the best path through.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like, and it should be said is that first bit of gameplay is definitely, it pretty much shows just how much you're in for this game, because this game is tough.
Oh.
Oops.
Well, especially
That's
those
gotta
Metroid
hurt.
guides who can move around, and I thought they just keep moving forward. No, they follow you.
Yeah.
No, they fall. Now to be fair, every planet does have their own unique gimmick to them. Like for this one, that's where you have these space jellyfish. There's other levels that literally have fire thrusters, which, well, those will damage you, and that's where the crystals come into play, because the more crystals you gather, even if you were to die, you can actually spend those crystals on additional ships. And most of those ships do have an added perk to them, like imperviousness to bullets.
But in any case, how hard would you say this game is, James?
Very hard. I'm talking 80s hard.
Oi. The best kind of hard.
I mean, it makes sense considering the type of aesthetic we're going for here.
And don't take that out of context.
So do we? So we're one-hit wonder. Do we
I mean,
ever?
yeah. So your main goal of these levels is mostly to look out for these black aliens. I mean, black arms. I mean, black aliens. And because they have these green crystals, which are basically a power source for all mankind. And well, I guess they lead to the game's best ending if you can get them all. On top of that, you also got like these 3 other types of aliens, which give you like that red alien I just killed. He gave me a power up that will enhance my ship's strength.
And I noticed that the good thing about those is that it seems like the upgrades persist even between lives. Like even though you died, you kept your power up.
It's all a one-time. Good
job, Cadet.
thing.
Nice. Nice one.
Now it should be warned though that when you get those power-ups, you can only apply them to one ship. So choose wisely. And at the end of every level, you'll encounter a boss, and this is where things start becoming much more bullet helly.
I can see that.
I don't like it.
Oh, jeez.
I've never been good at those games.
On the flip side, though, this is also where the game will activate auto-fire for you, so you don't have to worry about the typical... about holding back.
Also, I don't know if it's just me, but with how pulsating those projectiles were, it looks like it'd be hard for people to really focus if they have sensitive eyes.
Have you never played a Toho game, Hype?
Well, my point still stands.
Yeah, the point still stands. Yeah, but either way, yeah, it definitely seems like a bit of a flashier game, but has a pretty solid concept, and looks like
It's a solid concept, and I mean, it is very short, but considering that you can get this for like $5 on the eShop, I'd say, yeah. And unfortunately, I don't have enough money to buy any more ships, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip to my next game.
Okay. Winners don't do drugs.
Funny.
So yeah, our next game up to bat is called...
Hey, Mega
So
Man.
one thing I've noticed about Dia games is that they release their games on a yearly basis, and well, more often than not, they always use like a different gameplay mechanic. In this game's case, it's more along the lines of those arcade, kind of like it's like a rail shooter, kind of like House of the Dead or the Jurassic Park arcade game. Oh yeah, by the way, spoilers for Superstar Pass, by the way.
No.
Wait, these games are actually sequels to one another?
No, it was just a reference.
Oh.
Oh yeah, by the way, this is around the time where we get to see this game, the Dia's whole thing about using quality voice acting.
Let's see. No news.
Not now. Come on.
I hate this channel.
Where's the news? What the?
What is this?
My dear Bot City inhabitants, it is time to put aside all other interactive entertainment offers and listen to my words. I am very
With a voice
pleased
like
to
that, how
announce
can I
I'm
not?
taking control of the
Yeah,
Tarmac Plaza
sexy.
building, and I'm going to make it disappear.
Okay.
Disappear.
My paltry demand of 100 billion bot
My
coins
poultry
is
demand
met.
of 100 billion
However,
poultries.
it is my guess that those
Oh
who
yeah, no,
come
trust me,
into
this
their
villain's
leaders
so
and
full of it.
forces you revere
I like it.
will not have
Look at all the
access to my
sprite. But yeah,
requests.
give me all the chickens.
Shame if so,
Every last
the amount
one.
is non-negotiable.
Well,
I
fuck, dude.
cordially ask that you refrain from heroics. Simply pay if you
Oh
wish
yeah,
to
by the way,
proceed
quick
to
fun
build
fact:
and
how many of you know of an
continue
artist
past
named
majestic shadow.
Alberto V?
If you feel
Can't
that
say
the
I'm familiar with
proposal
him.
Not really.
does not take
Not
into
me.
account your
Does not ring a bell to me.
views,
All right, well, basically he's a sprite artist on DeviantArt, and well, he's pretty much a full-time employee or co-founder or whatever of Dia Games.
Oh.
This is all his handiwork.
I guarantee
Nice.
you will receive the treatment you deserve.
And for those that are curious, I'll leave a link to his page on DeviantArt for, if you want to see all his other stuff.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, that laugh's great.
This is looking really bad. What a disaster.
But
My
fortunately,
game.
And that's the worst sin of all.
you don't have to save your game. You beat the boss. Anyway, so who is that person, James?
Is Aaron Saber.
Well, she'll tell you right now.
Okay.
I used to
Poor
be
timing
a
on my.
police officer.
I was about. What does she do? Used to be police officer. Okay. What are you gonna do now?
6 months ago, while pursuing the Wild Box, a criminal gang led by 4 psychotic mercenary cyborgs,
Uh huh.
I lost my partner and my right arm in a failed operation.
Oof.
Oh.
Now, the Wild Bots have been
Gotta hand it to you
hired by
that you
the
survived.
who intends to blow the Tominac
She
Empire
lost. She
apart.
she lost the She lost the closest friend she ever had,
And an arm.
I will
and her
remember
partner.
Her right
the
hand.
new versatile
Yeah.
bionic arm.
Oh, hey, now she gets to be basically shoot. What's that game with the bot? There is a guy with like a
Bionic
Yeah, it's basically yes. So this is Bionic Commando.
Honestly, I wish it were like Bionic Commando, but no, it doesn't play anything like that.
Hmm.
Also, cute little callback of the 90s.
Come on, there's no time.
Aw, so cute.
I thought she was a dude at first because of the fringes, and then, well, I saw the rest. I was like, oh, it's a girl.
Let's
How many,
go.
how many guys do you know that sound like that?
But I
But,
didn't hear the
anyway.
voice first. I just saw the fringes like, hey, it reminds me of Aaron from Game Grumps.
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking of that too.
Okay.
Aaron has such an effeminate voice.
And it doesn't help that he recently. Oh, this is Gunstar Heroes.
Not quite Gunstar Heroes, more like House. I guess House of the Dead would probably be the best, or would be the best comparison here. It's basically a straight up rail. I don't even know if rail shooter would be the right word, but it's just there's a name for the genre. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. But basically the whole thing is that well you gotta shoot up some bad guys and.
Oh wait, you know what?
neat
I'm
little
so sorry.
features that-
I don't think I meant Gunstar Heroes. I was thinking of Wild Arms or something like that.
Oh.
Wild Arms. That's an RPG, isn't it?
No. Oh, maybe I was. Okay.
Oh no,
it's
no,
this
no.
Wild
You're thinking
West.
of Wild Guns. Wild Guns.
Thank you, Wild Guns. I was thinking of Wild Guns.
Yeah, this is essentially Wild Guns, but in a slightly different perspective.
Oh, jeez.
We'll just call them
Okay.
shoot 'em ups.
Yeah.
Right.
It's such a vague term, though. But anyway, as you've already seen there, like, Aaron here has quite a bit on her arsenal, like being able to dodge, shoot like 5 types of guns if she can get them anyway. One thing I will say about this game right off the bat, I really wish you could customize the controls, because honestly, some of her moves don't feel very natural. Like being able to switch, like being able to hide under cover, which you can do for the record. So one thing that definitely sets D apart from some other indie 8 and 16-bit pretenders is that it definitely feels like, honestly, if it weren't for the style of, like, if it weren't for its more stylized art style, I guess you could put it, like, this does feel very much like a product of its time, if it were released in the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what they want. I mean, it's, okay, in some cases, like ukulele, you would argue that that's not good to have all of the things that, like there are some areas that we have advanced and moved on from, but I think if they're just wanting to create a classic nostalgia feel for it, I think they're accomplishing that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's that. And to this game's credit, I wouldn't say they really fall under the whole archaic category like ukulele did. It's just, it's like much like Superstar Path before it. This game is insanely tough. So much so, I had no objections to play on easy mode.
Okay.
And probably for the better though, because on easy mode you don't even have a time limit.
Hey, Seely. Have you played any of these old kind of, like, what kind of old sprite-based games did you ever play, like, on, say, the NES or Super Nintendo?
A bunch of them I can't remember.
Have you played Link to the Past?
No, I have not.
I played a bit of it myself.
I mean, back then I didn't, but I have played Link to the Past and beat it.
Fair.
Well, okay. But I mean, okay, so you don't remember too many of them. Like, can you at least remember one game off the top of your head? By the way, don't mind all the chaos you're seeing. Like,
Goodness me, no,
like,
it's
literally,
fine.
like, again,
Yeah,
this is the easy
I
mode.
had to turn the volume down because I couldn't hear you.
With all the shooting, some guy just pokes their head out. Keep it down.
Also, I know it's a little hard to hear, but even the moves have their own little, like, quotes here and there. They sound just as hammy and forced as the guy we saw on TV earlier. Which I will say does add to this game's charm. Like, it does make it feel like it's a product of its time, or trying to act like a product of the times. And yeah, just like that, I died.
Explosion.
So let's move on to our last game.
Okay.
If you don't
Load
mind.
like a Mega Man's.
And our last game for the look at is
Strikey Sisters.
Huh?
That makes sense.
it's a very goofy fucking title, but it's also a equally goofy fucking game with an equally goofy plot
Oh.
Here we go.
and equally goofy voice acting.
Uh-oh. Boyfriend trouble? No. That's not... No!
What's with this voice acting?
It's fun.
Purpose.
And it's fun, and let this be inspiration that, yes, you can get into a video game no matter what.
And also remember is that as long as you use the excuse it was intentional, you can avoid any critique.
Yeah!
I was just about to say that.
So we're gonna go save our friend. Our pet.
More like our pet. But so compared to the other two games, which are shooters, Strikey Sister aims to be more of a breakout clone. Which also allows for co-op, assuming you have that privilege. I was honest to God tempted to actually ask Logan to help me out with this one, but I don't own this game on Steam, so we could. And I mean, I could have spent the extra $10 to do so, but honestly, I just figured, screw it. I just want to get this out of the way, so I decided to go solo.
Maybe not Mercenary. I maybe thinking of Mercenary Kings. Probably not. It's probably something else. But this reminds me of another breakout clone that Paul Robertson did the sprite animation for. It was like a magic orb or something. It started a Wizorb.
Oh, Wizorb?
Yeah, it reminds me of Wizorb.
Honestly, it's been too long since I last played Wizorb. It was like literally like in the early 2010s or so.
I just remember Wizorb being butt-bustingly hard. Like,
I'll bet.
very, not like impossible hard, but like it definitely doesn't hold your hand with the the breakout mechanics. Oh jeez.
But yeah. So as far as Strikey Sisters is concerned, I mean, again, typical breakout clone. Your main goal is to get rid of all of the breakable architecture, and after doing so, kill off all the moves. And of course, like every other breakout clone, trying to get every single block relatively comfortably is easier said than done.
Yeah. Oh jeez. So come on. Oh jeez. You can use spells though, right, to clear blocks for us?
You can, though. I will say it depends on the spell. Like Thunder can do the job, but it's also incredibly randomized. And oh yeah, there's also a card feature where you can capture enemies, but that didn't work out.
No! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I still love that video of Wario getting into a car accident. Oh, I'm so
That
out
was
of it
funny,
today.
and also
So-
the one that
the animation for that was so fun. Oh, it's the emeralds again.
Oh yeah, the emeralds are just a basic collectible for this game.
Okay. I was gonna say with the story. With the story mode, it seemed pretty basic this time around. Just done. Get in the game.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, granted, none of the plots I would say are that deep. It's just a matter of, well, they honestly take the necessary tone to perfectly mimic the era that they're trying to capture. Like, you can't get any more 90s than this.
Oh my gosh, easy. So, is there any different playstyle between the two Strikey sisters?
No, the sisters play exactly the same. I mean, I do appreciate that you're allowed to choose between the two depending on your preferences, but otherwise, yeah, they play no different from each other.
Aww.
One other thing I will also mention is that if you were to play this game like with a friend, you both have your own magical orb to throw around,
That's nice.
which is pretty handy.
Oh,
Yeah, you probably
jeez.
mentioned some of the items you can use in the game, like that. What you saw there was a Gorgon head, which freezes all the enemies. Dark Flame, which pretty much shoots a entire freaking wall of flame upwards, and is honestly the most useful for the sake of breaking any stray blocks.
Sorry about that. That was a false alarm.
No, it's okay.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm seeing
worries.
it. Seems like the common fare. Is this the most recent Dia games that they've made?
No. The most recent game they made is called Viviette, which is also, again, that one game I decided to omit from this look at because that game is pretty much a sprite-based Resident Evil.
Ooh.
Which, I mean, I don't know. I may consider showing it off at somewhere down the road, but honestly, it's just one of those games that, well, I don't feel like I'm the right person to really show off those kinds of games, even if I did go out of my way to beat it. It's just weird. Really fucking weird, and I guess in some ways a bit cheap.
That's fair. I mean, I've
Like,
been
how
looking...
was I supposed to know that sawing this log would get someone killed?
I mean, I'm looking at the game, and they all seem to have a sort of a cheap, design to them. Affordable, I should say. I'm assuming all these games. I'm assuming purchasing all these games has been like less than $10 each.
No. In total, this game, I think in total, getting all three games you're seeing here is only a little under $30.
That's fair.
Because, yeah, Star Path I know is $5, and then Strikey Sisters and Bot Vice beforehand are like $10. Though I will also
Chicken.
say, around the same time that Bot Vice came out, I think it was also around the same time that Blaster Master 02 came out, and it's priced around the exact same, which I will also say, I mean, between the two, I just recommend getting Blaster Master 02. It's a much better game by comparison.
Let's go to our boss.
Oh yeah, I actually get to decide to show off a boss for a change. It was equally sounds as corny.
Arms on legs. Down here.
You talking to me?
Wow, you're the only
Wasn't expecting that voice.
here. Who the
You talking to me?
I'm talking to?
Marie, should we really be provoking him?
Talking to me.
Well, a little ponytail brat and a hooded one knocking at my door. I'll give you a minute to beg for mercy before I squish you into jelly cupcakes.
That voice sounds so familiar, and I can't put my finger on it.
Oh, I'm terrified.
Also, not gonna lie, Marie kind of sounds like a voice Seely would make.
Marie does sound a bit like Daisy.
I was gonna make a joke that the Minotaur sounded like a little bit Steve when he does his evil impressions. Just a little. Don't kill
What is
me.
with this boss and his obsession with food?
So delicious.
Well, more so desserts, but whatever.
The monster almost sounds like a more like toned down Pete.
Kinda does.
It kind of does.
He's in my kitchen where I'll be preparing him with hot sauce. And a little... No.
See, it sounds like it.
That's the spirit. Now let's burn this oversized walking steak.
Just stop. You're already making me hungry.
I already had dinner, but I want more food.
Oh, he's bigger. Oh crap, he's bigger in the rendered model.
He's bigger than
Yeah.
Elaine.
That's always the, it's always the
gosh.
case when it comes to sprite-based bosses. They're
God.
much bigger than what they initially look.
Oh jeez. And he's
I do
throwing-
remember at least one boss that you fight in one of the worlds. It's like I don't know how the hell they got away with this, but they made they literally just outright reference Monsters Inc.
Oh.
What's up?
I forget the context exactly, but they literally referenced they literally just acknowledged the movie's existence. Like, are they sure they can get away with that? But I digress. The bosses in this game they're both not that bad, but also very bad at the same time, assuming you have terrible luck with your orb.
Yeah, I was about to say, it kind of looks like it's an instance where if you have them positioned right, they're not hard to deal with. The problem is getting them to be positioned right.
Like so.
Oh,
And
that did
unfortunately
not
with
take
bosses,
any
you can
help.
only shoot them you can only hurt them in the back. Unless you use a spell.
Oh.
Well, I guess, yeah, it probably would be too easy to just knock them in the front.
Oh my god, did he just say hammer time? Also,
Yes.
oh my
Yes,
gosh.
he did.
Oh
He's
He's
my,
not even
oh
holding
my...
a hammer, it's an axe.
Yes?
No, it's not. It's
No,
a
that's
hammer.
That's a hammer.
He's throwing Thor hammers, but they're on fire, so they're worse.
Firing hammers!
And he can cast spells on our ball. Great.
Don't.
Well, he doesn't,
OP.
so he can also get
No,
from
that
the
was an
side.
item. I think it was an item I actually got. Which there are some items that will affect your ball as well. Like there's a slowdown power up. There's also a fire power up, which basically lets the ball make trails of fire, which will hurt enemies. And of course there's the ever typical multi ball.
Multi-ball!
Pretty much.
You know what? It probably sounds like it's the same voice actor who does the power-up sound as well as the...
I'm not honestly
that guy.
no joke. I wouldn't be surprised if like a good bulk of these games are voiced by literally 2 people.
Yeah.
Could
Yeah,
totally
probably.
make sense.
Actually, you know
I
what?
mean-
Yelling multi-ball reminds me of something I should show you between videos, Logan.
But yeah, no. I mean, from what you guys have seen, what do you think?
Between all the game, nice, he's blocking the fire. Between what the
I don't know. I just want to be flashy for whatever
between
reason.
all the game, oh, I guess he just chills out. Between all the games, they have a pretty solid grasp on having one concept and making that one concept works. I don't feel like they're much of an ambitious developer with their projects. Like they pretty much stick to. They don't really go much farther past the "this is what works, we're going to stick to it."
I mean, you're not entirely wrong about that, though. At the same time, considering what they're priced at, they're honestly not that bad.
Okay.
Like I would say, like, yeah. I mean, unless you want to get them at a price drop or whatever, I'd say it'd definitely be worth getting these games, but only as like if you really have nothing better to play right now on your Switch. Which, trust me, there's plenty of other games you probably want to play on your Switch first. But
Yeah.
I just looking at it, I feel like some of these games would be better placed on like the iOS or Android store.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I mean, they seem pretty competently made for consoles. But yeah. So on that note, that was Superstar, Path, Bot Vice, and Strikey Sisters, all made by Dia Games. Again, I didn't want to show off Viviette, but maybe somewhere down the road that's one I could show. But it really depends on if I feel like it. I'm terribly sorry for the somewhat lackluster commentary, but this is one of those off days we're having. But I'm James Maxstream.
I'm Lucky Jack 20.
Hi, I'm Princess Lita.
I'm Mania Galaxia.
And I'm a cupcake.
Let me eat you. I must.
A big cupcake.
I'm gonna eat you.
Good night, everybody.
Till next time.
Good night.
I'm gonna eat that cupcake.
Good night.